Hopkinton Hillers girls varsity soccer had one of the most incredible record-setting seasons in Hopkinton High School and TVL history last season. The Hillers finished the regular season with 17 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie, and they would go on to the Division I state tournament as the 3rd seed.
Into Westwood territory, Ted Stone sneaking in. Here goes Ted Stone, takes the shot, makes the shot!
The Hillers took down Plymouth North, Arlington, and Franklin in the postseason to advance all the way to the Final Four in the Division I state tournament. In their state semifinals matchup, the Hillers fell just short to a very good Bishop Thean team by a final score of 1-0 and ended their season with a record of 20 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. It was an absolutely incredible run by the Hillers, and the good news is a large portion of last year's roster returns this season, including this year's captains.
Hi, I'm Fotini Gronzos and I'm a forward.
I'm Nina Zuganatos and I'm a midfielder.
I'm Maddie Recupero and I'm a midfielder.
It's exciting to be back out. We're looking forward to another season. I think it's going to be a good one this year.
The team is looking super good. We have a couple new faces, which are awesome, and Coach is doing a great job getting the team all together this season.
Yeah, we've been starting off practices, working on obviously our team shape, and we have a scrimmage tomorrow, so we're going to see what we look like, and I think it's going to be great.
All right, and do you have any personal or team goals that you'd like to accomplish this year?
We obviously want to win the TVL again. Last year we won the TVL large, so we would love to do that again and make it as far as we can in playoffs. Beat Bishop.
Oh yes, definitely the TVL. Also, I feel like just getting better every game is definitely a big team goal of ours, but also getting a home game for playoffs would be pretty fun too.
I was going to say that one too. Yeah, I think just getting a home playoff team or game and just making sure we're growing as a team throughout the season. That's about it.
Yeah.
And is there any certain opponent this year that you're most looking forward to playing against?
In season, maybe like Medfield, and then postseason into playoffs, probably Bishop Thean.
I mean, me personally, I'm just looking forward to playing every team and hopefully winning every game or a lot of games.
Yeah, I agree. But, it'd be great to be Bishop finally.
Yes.
These last 2 years, Fortunately, we've fallen to them, but no, not this year.
Most of the roster looks like returning players, but some new girls on there. How are they fitting in?
Pretty good. We have some new freshmen coming in. We have 4. So they're fitting in pretty well. They've been doing great so far, so we're excited to have them.
Yep. They're doing really well. We have a few more juniors that made the team as well. Everybody is fitting in so well. The team is bonded so much, and it's just been super fun to watch.
Yeah, we're just really excited, especially as seniors, our last season.
Yeah.
We're just so excited for new faces and for the team to come together and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Head coach Tom Skiba enters his 6th season as Hiller head coach and is excited about the returning talent and the new faces on this year's team.
Team looks great. Everybody's been working hard, and it was obvious that they put in a lot of effort in the off season to get ready coming in. Very, very fit. Great numbers on our fitness tests, and we got some great leadership this year.
And you had a tremendous playoff run last season all the way to the semifinals. What are the goals for this team this season? I'm sure they must be hungry to get back to that point.
Yeah, the girls are working on their goals, and we'll set that before the first game. It always starts with winning the home opener, so that's our initial goal. And then we'd like to get as deep in the playoffs as we could and hopefully get to that final this year.
Absolutely. And can you talk about your captains this year? They're certainly very experienced.
Yeah, so we've got 3 captains this year, Maddie Recupero, Nina Zuganatis, and Fotini Granzos. All of them have been on the team for at least 3 years, perennial, gotten tons of playing time, and they're really elevating their leadership, which is great to see.
And it must be nice to have so many returning players. I'd imagine that helps with the camaraderie of this team.
Yeah, culture is a huge part for us. So we really we live by our motto: help each other be successful. We've lost a number of great seniors last year, three starters, but the returning players are really welcoming the new players in, and you can see them already starting to live by that motto of helping each other be successful.
All right, and any new talent or emerging talent we should be on the lookout for this season?
To be determined, but we got some great young players coming in, and we have a couple of preseason scrimmages this week, and we'll see how that plays out.
The Hiller girls soccer team opens their regular season at home on Tuesday, September 3rd, with a 4:45 p.m. meeting against the Norwood Mustangs. We will have the game live on HCAM.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this segment of HCAM Sports Talk. Tom Nappy here, and right now we are joined by Peter Thomas. Peter, how are you?
Great. It's good to see you, Tom. It's been a long time. The season was over. Boy, what a season last one was, and here we are, right? It seems like summer flew by, and we're right back to it.
Absolutely. And of course, you could check out some of Peter's work on hopnews.com. Great website, keeping Hopkinton informed. And Peter was with us for the girls' soccer broadcast last year. Unfortunately, Peter, I understand you have some things going on, so you won't be with us this year, maybe for a couple games, but we'll see.
Maybe for a couple games. Yeah, life's busy, you know how it is, but maybe come in for a guest appearance for a couple games. But I'm excited to do this, and we can make this a regular feature because I'm still watching all the games, no matter where I am.
Absolutely. And this will be a regular feature on HCAM Sports Talk. We'll go through girls soccer, maybe even throw in some boys soccer as the season goes on, and break down these games, talk about these teams. And Peter, you said it already, some great returning players coming back this season. Of course, you're going to miss players such as Georgina Clark and Brooke Burtwhistle and some of those great seniors from last year, but a good group coming back for this season, and they got some strong leadership at the captain role. Had a chance to talk to the captains and Coach Skiba, and they're all certainly excited about this upcoming season.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's a great set of returners. I mean, just to go back to last season, just to talk about the strength of this program in general. Brooke Burtwhistle goes off to Brown to play soccer. Georgie goes to Boston College, to play soccer. I mean, this is a team. We've got Madison Recupero, are still on the team, a returning senior now, a Princeton commit. This is a team that puts out, a program, I should say, that puts out quality players up and down. But looking at who's coming back, yeah, we're going to miss Georgie Clark. I mean, she's a TVL All-Star. You know, every year she's the leading scorer in school history. She was an incredible presence up top, and not to mention her assist or her partner in crime, Joe DuPont. Who Joe, may have only had, I think, 9 goals. You got to fact check me on that on the season, but she did all the little things up front that the team really needed to put Georgie in the position to score. So, I mean, you're going to those are 2 big absences, but that also creates opportunity for younger players who are coming up. So, looking just in talking about those forwards, Tom, we've got Fotini Granzos, who played a lot of minutes last year. She's a senior. She'll be in the striker spot most likely. And then you've got Marin O'Connor and Nicole Tedstone, both who have speed. Marin has great skills with the ball, right? They both can score. So, I mean, we have opportunities up there. You'll notice that I mentioned 3 forwards. Last year, they played a 4-4-2 formation with the 2 being Georgie and Joe at the top. But it looks like this year, Coach Skiba is switching it to a 4-3-3 formation. So 3 in the midfield and then 3 forwards. That is probably a result. I'm just speculating because I haven't talked to Coach about this, but it's probably a result of just the strength that he's got in the midfield. Madison Recupero just is unbelievable with that ball. She's a wizard, right? And she can control that ball and control the whole game from the middle of the field there. And then you've got Nina Zuganatas, Nina TC on the wing. And then you've also got Oniga Kulkarni on the wing at the midfield, right? So with the three of those in the line, the coach is probably feeling like, yeah, I mean, from a midfield standpoint, we can control the possession pretty well and then, advance that ball up. Looking at the defense, that's a bit in flux. I think I have a lot.
Just to go on your point a little bit, last year they had some really good forwards, and this year I think you're going to be a little stronger in that midfield.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, of course, all the midfielders, the three that I mentioned, are returners. So they've got that experience. They've got the varsity experience. They know the opponents. They're just going to be better than they were last year, right? So we know that they're bigger, stronger, faster, smarter, right? So yeah, I think absolutely in the midfield, you can expect the strategy to be the same as it was last year, which is just possess the ball. I mean, it's a very simple formula. If the other team doesn't have the ball, they can't score, right? So I think you just follow along with that. But defensively, I do have some questions because Annalie Krantz, who's a stalwart center defender, didn't have a lot of minutes last year, but played a lot at the JV level. She's been brought up, but she's out with a torn ACL. So you've got Emma Prisco, and then you have who also was JV last year but came up, and then you've got Laura Mosier, who had quite a few minutes last year playing at the center, and then out on the wings you've got Ashley McCann, who was a starter last year, and you've also got Sophia TZ. But, and this is the question that I have for the coach, Sophia TZ, when she plays for her club team, FC Stars, she's a midfielder for that team. So should she be playing defense this year, or does coach move her up to the midfield where she is sort of natural alongside her sister possibly, and then using somebody like Aubrey Thomas to come in and fill in that defensive spot? I think he has a plenty of riches when it comes defensively, despite the injuries that he's looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure as the season goes on, Coach Skiba will move some players around, but they're so strong at midfield. Maybe that's why they want her playing some of the defensive role. But very possible you'll see some athletes move around, and you hope no one gets injured as the season goes on. But as you know, in this sport, at least one injury or two is almost guaranteed. So you could have that going down the line, but hopefully everybody will just be healthy all season. That's what we're hoping.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Alex Clark, who was a great defender last year in the center defense, and she's been out. I haven't heard what the actual injury is. Annalie Krantz, as I mentioned, has a torn ACL. She had a doctor's appointment yesterday. Don't know how that came out, but with a torn ACL, if we see her, it might be toward the end of the season. That's usually a tough recovery. And then Elise Giacomi, who, Tom, you'll remember, she was a call-up from last year during the playoffs. She played JV, but then as the Hillers started making a deep run, they brought her in for some minutes, and she's out with a concussion right now. So hopefully, like you said, injuries, we got a couple we're going into the season with, but hopefully they go on the mend quickly and then, of course, stay healthy throughout the year.
Absolutely. And Elise Giacomi, she was a nice addition to the team late in the season last year. Especially for those last few games you had where you had the division wrapped up, you had the best seed you were going to have, and they put Giacomi in there to eat up some of those minutes, and she did a tremendous job. So
she was a firecracker. I mean, you'll remember. I don't know that she got on the score sheet, but I can remember that she was involved in a lot of plays, just making people's lives miserable. And that's what she does, is just, she chases the ball like crazy. She's got a lot of energy.
Absolutely. And Peter, one of the most shocking things to me looking at this roster, you got 4 freshmen on the roster. So
yeah,
that shows that, they're already starting to build a good future for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the strength of the club again, Tom. I mean, you got to bring the youngsters up, right? Because they're the ones that are going to be playing, in the subsequent years. But, looking at, we have four new faces. We have Catherine Chow, we have Riley Colleran, we have Natalie Prisco, and we have Taylor Scaff. So, Tom, we last year on the sideline, we were calling about the sister combination. This team has so many sisters, right? Nina TZ, Georgie and Alex Clark were playing together. Now this year we have more sisters. So obviously Nina and Sophia TZ are back, but also the Priscos, right? So you have Natalie Prisco, joined by her older sister. So you've got that. And then Taylor Scaff, who's also a newcomer, is the sister of Emily Scaff, who just graduated last year, the defender. She's gone on to Dartmouth. So, smart kid. She's doing, what is she doing? She's doing aerospace engineering. So, there's that, right? Just Hopkinton just graduating the future NASA candidates here, right?
That's a little beyond our pay grade.
Yeah, all we can do is talk about soccer here, right? But thank God somebody else is thinking about how rockets are built. And then I don't really know anything about Catherine Chow. We'll see. And I haven't seen Riley Colleran play, but I do know Riley's dad, Matt Colleran, because he was on my soccer team, actually. Matty Ice, we call him, because he owns Hopio ice cream, a little bit of ice cream. So after the game, I think they might be hosting something down there. So that's Matt Colleran's daughter, Riley. So
we get some free yogurts every time.
That's what I'm thinking. He's a great player. I'm sure his daughter is a great player too.
Absolutely. Well, if you're making this team as a freshman, you got to be good, because this is
Absolutely
a competitive program, probably one of the most competitive in the state, I would say, especially over the last few years. So if Coach Skiba is putting a freshman on this roster, that freshman is going to be a valuable asset to the team.
Absolutely right. Oh, we didn't talk about goalkeepers, Tom.
Yes, I was just about to bring that up.
Ayla Chase. She's back. Ayla and Ella, right? First of all, one or the other, doesn't even matter. They're both rock solid back there. Both great communicators, both control the box well. There is also, I understand, a freshman who's pretty good too, who will be spending time with the JV team, but might also spend a little bit of time with the varsities. They'll do a little half and half. I'm not sure if she'll get minutes in the regular season, but she'll be working out with that dedicated goalkeeper coach the Hillers have. So that's, it's always good for the development.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be a strong team this year, no doubt about it. I think they're strong at every position, and certainly expect them to be in that playoff picture very much so, and towards the top of those state rankings. And Peter, we'll do this on a weekly basis and keep the people up to date with what's going on with this tremendous girls soccer program.
Absolutely.
That is going to wrap it up for this segment. However, we are excited for the season. It should be a good one, Peter.
I'm making one prediction on our first show. They will win the TVL large.
All right.
They will win the TVL large. Here's my prediction.
I like it. All right. You know what? I second that. I think they will too. All right, folks. You're tuned into HCAM Sports Talk. More coming up next.